Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is November 2nd, 2018, and I am Jeffrey Jansen. I am over here at Lake Illinois at the beautiful Illinois Soldiers and Sailors Home in Quincy, Illinois. Today, for our motivational talk, is once again about motivation, but it's also about the efforts you put involved. I'm going to get this out there now, and I'm going to make it very clear. You may not like what I have to say today, but sometimes it's not about liking what we have to say, it's needing to hear what we have to say. All right? And a lot of people, they want to get a lot of things done. They want the quick, easy approach to things. They automatically think that everything's going to happen for them because they did something, or somebody told them, someone sold them snake oil, or, somebody promised them a job that they didn't get. This is just it. If you can't earn what you're doing in life, if you are not able to physically do something because you're too lazy and not able to get off the couch, then understand this, you're not going to get it. If you think it's more important to play video games than it is to go out and earn a living, then you're not going to get anything. If you think that college is the only way to go out there and get a job, then you don't understand that a vocational school will actually make you more money than college these days. If you're more important about blasting everybody about politics, whether you're Democrat, left, right, liberal, Republican, whatever, than going out and actually earning an everyday living, you're going to find out that you're very acceptable to the people that are trying to control you. Every day in life, you need to live it. Every day in life, you need to get your butt out of bed. You need to brush your teeth. You need to go back and make your bed. You might want to eat some breakfast first, and you need to go out and do whatever it takes for as long as it takes with what it takes. I've seen so many people lose out on success because they get success and failure mixed up. They think excuses are more important than failure. We all fail. Let's put it that way. We all fail every day. We fail in life and we fail forward. That's one of the great things is we fail forward. When you go out there and you think you're not getting the job done and you fail, you know how many people quit because, it didn't happen for me right away. Great, it didn't happen for anybody right away. Nobody has success right out of the bat. When you go start running your very, very first marathon and there's like about 1,000 and some people in it, I can almost 99% of the time guarantee you if you never ran a day in your life, you're not going to come in first place. Do you know why? Because you don't know how to run a marathon. You don't know how to pace yourself. You don't know how to breathe. You don't know the route that you're taking every day. A lot of times it's all about proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's what we had a gunny in the Marine Corps tell us all the time. This is not in the book. This is what Gunny Wright used to say all the time. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. You want a good motivation. You want to go out there and get that job. You want to go out there and get that sale. Okay? I have so many people that the second they're told no, they quit. Or the second that they get rejected, they quit. They give up. I'm done. I'm over with. I don't want to do this no more because it's not worth it for me. But you want to know something? When it becomes worth it for them is when their life is on the line. You know when it becomes worth it for them is when their kids need a transplant. When your son or daughter need to put food on the table. Then all of a sudden, that thing that was impossible to do is no longer impossible. See, everybody's going to fail. That's a fact of life. That's just part of fact of life. Success is a fact of life, too, if you can understand that failure is part of success. However, you have a choice to make excuses. You have a choice to quit. You also have a choice to keep moving forward until you have success. So your choices are not have anything to do with success or failure. Your choices have to do with whether or not you're going to accomplish your set out dreams. Whether or not you're going to accomplish your goals, okay? And a lot of people also forget the next part of it. Sometimes we get the things we need, not the things we want. You know what? A lot of people, they'd love to have a huge mansion. They'd love to be multi-millionaires and billionaires and everything else. It's not feasible. However, what they get is a family. They get money coming in that puts food on the table, clothes on their back. They provide, a little bit of a nice living for each other. But the people that try to go after everything and do nothing for it, get nothing. So now all of a sudden they think that society and life is hitting them down and they want a free handout. Well, if I'm one of those people, if I see a lot of free handouts coming out, well, I'm not one of those people, and the people I'm around, if you see a free handout, think about it. There's people out there that they want a free handout. Well, where do they get that free handout at? That means somebody's got to pay for it, right? Well, if I'm that person paying for the free handout, it's not me, but I'm just going to give an example here, an analogy. then if you're getting a free handout, well, heck, I want the free handout. Why on earth do I got to pay for anything? So I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to quit. I'm going to give up, and I'm going to be like, here, give me. And then I no longer work. You ever read the sign that says, don't feed the bears? Because they're going to lose how to hunt and go after fish and berries on their own. Because now all of a sudden they're getting handouts, and next thing you know, they're starving to death because they rely on those handouts. If you give handouts to deer and geese at the parks, and everybody's like, oh, let's give it, and they start relying on that bread, they no longer go after the nutrient stuff that they need. So now they're dying. So if you think that, oh, I'm just going to go give bread to them, I don't want to follow those signs, well, you're actually killing them. Why are you killing them? Because you're not teaching them how to go after their food on their own anymore, or you're not giving them stuff that sustains life. You're giving them bread. You're giving them crackers. There's no nutrients in that stuff. Just like we do to become successful in life, just like we have to do every day in life, you need to have the knowledge, the tools, and the willpower to go out and do it. In the Marine Corps, we're coming up on the Marine Corps birthday. And in the Marine Corps, you can't just go become a Marine. You can't just go become a soldier. You can't just go become an airman. You can't just go become a CB. You can't just go become part of the Coast Guard, the National Guard. You have to go to a boot camp. Do you know why we go to boot camp? Do you know why we go to school in the first place? To teach us the valuable tools we need in order to succeed in everyday life and the missions that we have at hand. We need to teach everybody transforming life skills that actually work to your embetterment. So when I tell you about going out there and filling out a resume, going after the sale, taking no every single day, but then taking it again because people are going to say no every day. You may think I'm on a platform and you may think I don't know what I'm talking about, and you're absolutely right. But I'll tell you this is where I'm coming from. I have failed more times than anybody before. I've had more negatives happen in my life, but I got back up and I kept going. And it's not about me though. It's about I'm using my experiences in life to show you that if you get back up on that saddle every time you fall off and you get back up, eventually you're going to make it. Eventually you're going to get motivated. Why do I get hyper? Why do I get loud? Because people are so busy talking over each other, nobody's telling you what to do. Nobody's telling you how to do it. They're just giving you excuses on why you shouldn't or how everybody else is at fault. Take the responsibility, take the blame for yourself, say, hey, it's me that did it, but guess what? Watch this. I may have fallen, but I'm going to get back up. I may have fallen, but I'm not going to stay down. You have a choice to stay down and quit or get back up and move forward. You have a choice to turn in another resume and then another resume and then another resume. Exactly like Art Williams say, just go out and do it. Just like Brian Carruthers and all them said, have a game plan. Work yourself first. That's why I always give the axe analogy. The axe analogy is spend 2 hours sharpening your axe and spend 30 minutes cutting down a tree. Because if you don't sharpen that axe, you're never going to cut down the tree because it's not sharp. It's dull. You cannot chop down a tree with a dull, useless axe. It's like chopping down a tree with a spoon. It's not going to happen. The tree will heal faster than you try to chop it down. You might make yourself really, really tired, and you can give me every excuse in the world if you're one of those excuse setters about, oh, that's not true. Yes, right. You're already the excuse giver. Okay? You can tell me until I'm blue in the face on how you can go save a lot of people if you're drowning. Just like I did my sister one day a long time ago. She told me a long time ago, Jeff, if you don't save yourself, how on earth do you expect to save anybody else if you are drowning, going underneath the water? Somebody throws you a life preserver to save yourself, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to throw it to the next person. No, I'm not. I'm going to be drowned under the water. And unless I grab that life preserver, I can't throw it to anybody. And once I grab that life preserver, I can start saving myself. Then I can start picking off one person at a time. Why do airplanes tell you to put your mask on first before you put it on your children? Because if you don't, you can't save your children. It's simple economics, simple basic physics. If you are not able to do anything because you're drowning or you're not breathing, you can't do anything for anybody else. Every day you have to reevaluate your resumes you're turning in. You have to reevaluate the sales you're doing. You have to look at the tools that you're using, and you have to make common sense decisions on what to change to make yourself better. You can't keep going about things the exact same way when you're not getting any results. So if I tell you you got to go get classes or go get a mentor, I listen to my mentors like Rich Ellerman and Brian Carruthers, okay? I talk to them constantly, and I'm always updating myself. Then I think about it, sometimes maybe they don't always have the answers for what I'm trying to do if I go into a truck driving industry, okay? So I have to go talk to the Alan Romans of the world, who basically will then tell me, look, if you do it this way with these people, this is a better way of doing things. You have to have multiple tools in your arsenal to go out there and get it. So if you're trying to go to college and you're taking all your advice from one advisor, that advisor may not have all the answers. You may need to go talk to another advisor, a couple family or friends, to figure out what you're going to graduate with, get your college degree, or what's going to be beneficial for you. Some people may need to listen to somebody to go to a vocational school to learn welding. You're not going to go to become a great welder, a great plumber and everything by going to college. You're going to learn that by going to a vocational college. Why? Because do you want to make $20, $60, even $100 an hour? Or do you want to... There must be a lunchtime bell going on here. Definitely know I'm live. So, in other words, when you go out there and you learn it. Now, in the Marine Corps, there's many different ways of learning. Not everybody learns the same way. Not everybody shoots the same way. Not everybody achieves the mission the same way. The whole idea, though, is to think for yourself to be able to achieve the mission by having multiple tools in your arsenal. Now, tools don't mean different weapons or guns. Sometimes it means different knowledge from different people to figure out the best, proper way of achieving the mission at hand. Your mission today is getting motivated. Your mission today is getting around the teachers and mentors that are going to help you move forward in your life, to get the job of your dreams, to do the life-changing goals that are going to be better for you and your family. If you're out there just basically, oh, I love my kids. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, and there are people out there that do it. They go out there and they maybe have an autistic child. I work with a lot of autistic children. I learn with muscular dystrophy and stuff like that, and the kids are great. But then I see these parents out there, they're taking all this time, but they have another parent in their life. That other parent brags, oh, I've got an autistic child, feel sorry for me. But then they spend no time with that child. They want the credit. They want the acknowledgement of helping, but they're not helping. They want the credit without doing the work. There are people out there like my buddy Jose Delgado and everybody else that's out there with basically running every day, getting all these events and everything else, who do an outstanding job, but you never know he's missing a leg, yet he's out there every day working, doesn't even have a limp anymore. But how much effort did it take him to get to where he's at today from a roadside bomb? I have seen people fail at their business being on the ground, crying on the ground and everything else, and they're multimillionaires today because that was the change they needed. That was the failure they needed to get back up again, to do something better, something more. Okay? Do you understand that it's not always exactly what we want, but what we need? And you know what? The more fails you have, the more you learn. I would rather go and do a report and sit there and follow around people that are failing every day than follow around somebody that's successful. The reason why is because I can learn from those people's failure on what not to do, how to not to do it, and what approaches to take that they haven't tried yet. And I can become successful based off of what their failures were. Do you understand that failure is part of life? Success and failure go hand in hand. Choice is what we have when we refuse to get back up. When we quit, we give up. That's a choice. Success, technically, you're going to be successful in life no matter what you do. It's just how you approach it. So when you're going out there for a job, when you're going out there to find out who your partner in life is going to be, when you're going to go out there and you want to evaluate all these different things that you may need education for. Maybe you're joining the military and you don't know what branch to join. Maybe you're going out to get a job of your dreams. Maybe you're going to college, but you don't know what your major and minor has to be. Okay, mine is with an MBA and history and stuff like that, stuff I love. But have I used my college? No. Right now, I help a lot of people in what I do, but does that mean that's necessary for you? No. But I watch people come into my business and other businesses all the time, and they get told once or twice, and they fail. Well, instead of getting back up, they're like, I'm done. And then they go and they complain, thinking that it's everybody else's fault but theirs. It's not. Because you know what? In life, if you don't go and work for it and understand that if I'm going to go build a house today, I'm not a contractor. Do I know how plumbing works? Do I know how to woodwork? Yes. Do I know how to build a house? Yes. But I'm going to fail when I do it because I haven't built one. I have built interior projects, but if I built a house day after day after day and I get better and better and better at it with my skills, eventually I'm going to be really good at it, right? But the first couple times I'm not. If I'm going to go out and run a marathon, a 26-mile run, for the very first time in my life. And, you know, am I going to walk probably half the time? Yes. Now, have I done marathons before? Am I going to walk? I probably would anyway. I'm not out to try to win any marathons, but I am out to finish. So the first thing you got to do in any type of race, any type of mission, anything you're trying to do is complete it. Get your resume written up. You know why I say resume instead of an application? And you go into an employer, you want a job. You know how much better a resume looks than filling out an application, just wanting a job, no matter what it is? I don't care if you got to clean the toilets for the Virgin Mary herself, just like they say off a Full Metal Jacket, okay? Gunnar Hartman, clean that until the Virgin Mary herself wants to sit on that toilet. Why? Because it makes good sense. If you're willing to do that and people watch that, they want that kind of work ethic. Problem is, if you want to work on your own, then you need to be willing to do the exact same thing so others know what to lead and what to follow. Leaders will clean that toilet. Leaders eat last. Why? We make the food. We make sure our soldiers, we make sure our Marines, we make sure our children, we make sure our families eat first. Because that's what leaders do. And if you're a leader, you will always eat last because everybody else has to come first. But by making them first, you're successful. Okay? By putting them first. Politicians that don't put their constituents first, military that don't put their soldiers and Marines and sailors and airmen first are not true leaders. Okay? Leaders are the ones that help people out, and basically then those people we help pull us up to the top, or we feel good about ourselves for doing it. And we're actually learning the whole time. You know how many mentors it took me just to get to this stage today to talk to each and every one of you, and how many of them probably guys like, oh, Jeff, you're going too long. That's right, I'm still learning. But guess what? They are too. And then I got people trying to call me right now because they want advice. But understand this. Every day in life, you're important. If you don't do it, you don't earn it. If you don't go out there and try it over and over and over again, if you don't fail multiple times, you haven't earned it. You have to fail to understand what success is. I have failed many times in life. You want to know something? Yes. I owned bars. I owned nightclubs. I owned businesses. I used to sell product. I used to sell energy drinks. I was part of the Marine Corps. I have basically got my butt kicked. Am I an expert rifleman? Yes. But did I miss several times? Heck yeah. Am I a dad? Yes. Have I failed at being a dad? Yes. Have I quit? No. That's the key. I have not quit. You know how many people go into college and they quit and they fail out? Because it's too tough on them. You know what's too tough on them? Having all that extra stuff around them to where they don't want to study. Having all that extra influence of it's more important to go to the bars, it's more important to do the events than it is to study. I didn't read the book, so I didn't study. You know, if you want to be successful, if you read 11 good pages of a book every day, you're on the path to success. It doesn't matter what book you read, as long as it's not some kind of romance novel. Get a self-help book. Read some Tony Robbins. Read some Brian Carruthers. Read some Chris Hughes. Read some, go online. Find a guy by the name of Jeff Bell. Listen to his 5 Minutes Strong. If you're so busy with social media, looking at all the negatives out there and looking at all the political crap, of course you're not going to be successful because you're not doing anything that's benefiting your life. You know, a lot of people, they don't mind making money for somebody else. They don't mind where they're at right now, as long as they've got a good union job, as long as they get the handouts. Well, what happens when the handouts stop coming because the place goes belly up? What are you going to do then? You have to have life-transforming skills that will teach you and others around you how to maintain proper planning for poor performance. Each and every one of you matters. Go out today, and the first thing is read a book. Turn off your internet. Turn off your social media. Go out and be kind. You have to be relationships. Now, on to the lesson at hand. And this is my lesson for today. Whenever you're talking with people, going in for resumes, talking to bosses, talking to businesses, going out for sales, going into college professors, going around people, trying to get them to do things. One of the things you have to understand, it's a personal relationship. Every single person is a personal relationship. Every single person that you deal with and you talk to, you have to have a personal relationship with. If you do not have that personal relationship, then they will not look at anything you said. I've got a buddy. He's a good guy. Oh, excuse me, Sydney. He's a good guy. And, he sends all this stuff out. Well, that's spam. He basically doesn't know the people he's talking to, but is expecting to send everything out and getting something for nothing. No, you have to have a personal relationship. You have to have a personal relationship with the people you're talking to. You have to say, please, thank you, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. You have to know the color of the carpet. Like Dave Savola used to always say, now I know you don't know who Dave Savola is, but he said this, know the color of the carpet of the people you're talking to. That means don't think by any means anybody's going to do anything for you if they don't know who you are, don't know your family, and you don't know them. Carnegie, the one that had Carnegie Hall, Carnegie Steel, okay, which became U.S. Steel. His biggest way he used to be able to get in really good with people is he could remember names. He remembered everybody's names, everybody he talked to, and every time he got around people, he would remember who they were. He became successful because he knew names. And you know what? He became the world's richest man at one time after he got bought out. After Carnegie Steel got bought out into U.S. Steel. Why? Because he used to memorize everybody's names and know who they were. He had a personal relationship with everybody he knew, even if he didn't know them. Now, a lot of us can't remember stuff like that, so write it down. And if we don't, make sure that in some way, shape, or form, you can figure out who the people are because they mean the world. People will talk to you if you can talk to them. Now, a lot of people say, look, Jeff, I don't want to go do this because I don't want to go into this business because they may reject me. I don't want to go do that sale because they may reject me. I don't want to go do that job because they may reject me. I don't go into that bank because they... Good. Are you going to talk to them again anyway? No. But if they are nice to you, you may make a new friend. If not, who cares? You're not going to talk to them anyway. What's it matter if you get a no? What's it matter if you get rejected? It doesn't. It doesn't matter. And no one's going to throw you out like they're rude because you know what? They're a business. They know they have to treat people with respect too. If they don't, they're not going to be in business for very long. If they don't treat people with respect, they're not going to be in business for long. It's all about personal relationships, whether you're going for a job, going into college, going to family, friends, church, religion, whatever it is. Personal relationships. Now, thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't be a stranger. Don't be afraid to say hi. Don't be afraid to send me something on social media saying, hey, I just wanted to say hi, Jeff, because I'm going to do that to you. I may send you something out just because I care about you. But remember this, every day you matter. Every day it's important because you don't know what day is going to be your last. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, you also don't want to ever have regret on not doing something today that you're putting off today because you kept telling the last couple days, the last couple years, you keep putting it off till you no longer can do it. And there are things like that in my life too. But you know what? You need to have priority over if you say something, then do it. That's why I tell everybody, call people or go by their house. Don't text them. Don't assume they know what's going on in your life because, oh, they're on your social media feed. Who cares about social media? I know you're watching this right now with social media. But your friends and family, my dad's 78 years old. He does nothing with social media. He does nothing. He has no footprint on social media whatsoever other than through my sister and I. I've got a lot of aunts and uncles like that too. So don't ever assume because they're watching you, that means they care, because they don't care. You can't sell to somebody on social media. You can sell to somebody you know off social media. They may be watching you on social media. You cannot get a job on social media unless you go and talk to somebody. Everybody thinks they're going to make it rich on social media, and they won't. You know what social media is about? It's about creating relationships that you can go later on, sit down with the person, have a coffee, have an iced tea, have a water with lemon. You know, you can date a girl overseas all you want to, but unless you sit down with her, that's not a relationship. Just know this. Do what it takes to make sure that you're successful in life, and if you fall, get back up. Failure is a choice. Failure is not a choice. Failure is a promise. A promise that if you fail enough, you will succeed. That's the promise I give you. If you fail enough, you will succeed. I wish failure upon everybody. Not because I don't like you, but because I do. And because you'll learn from the failure to be a better human being. You'll learn from the failure to be a better business person. You'll learn from the failure to be a better parent. You'll learn from failures to do what is right the right way, the right time. And in training is when you need to fail the most. So when you got the mission, you can succeed at every one of your missions. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Get motivated. Enjoy Lake Illinois for a second. And know that each and every one of you matters. And the geese went to the other side of the lake for me. I'm trying to dodge. Oh, I stepped in geese poop. At least it's not cat poop like I got on my foot the other day. But know this. Each and every one of you is important. Each and every one of you matters. And it's fall out, people. Enjoy the fall. This is November 2nd. You should already be getting your life planned out. You should already be ready to go. And you should already be motivated. And for everybody that pays attention to me, motivation, motivation, motivation. The more motivation you have, the more you can do. The more energy you put into something, the more energy you're going to get out of something. And eventually it'll pay off. I promise you, failure does pay off. You just have to stick with it. If you don't stick with it and keep giving up, or somebody won't work with you, find somebody else to work with. Beautiful out here today, isn't it? And that right there is Private Joe. Civil War. Good old Private Joe. You know, majority of all Americans, when they were in the colonies, did not want to separate from England because it was too hard, too difficult. You know, later on, Civil War, when brother against brother, people think it's an open and close. It's a gray area. Good old Private Joe. All right, everybody. From Quincy, Illinois, my name is Jeffrey Jansen. Hope you all have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you all soon. Have a good one.